welcome to the EV podcast. And with me, I have Cassius, and I'm Vincent. We're just going to be talking about the future of EVs and their place in the world. All right, so as an EV enthusiast, I know you have some opinions, Cassius. Why don't you think EVs are all they're cracked up to be?
Well, honestly, I don't really know much about them.
Yeah.
And EVs like electric cars, right?
Yeah, electric car, yeah.
I don't know too much, but I know that they use a lot of power. They consume
Kind
a lot
of.
of power, and they need coal to be used, which kind
Not
of
necessarily.
destroys the whole purpose of the electric car, though, doesn't it?
Well, here's the thing. Electric motors use 90% of the energy that they use to actually move, which is pretty good. Engines that gas cars have waste like half of the energy, like half of the fuel, because of all the heat generated by them.
Okay.
So that's quite a lot of power saved by using an electric car. Plus, you can use the ever-growing renewable sources, and you don't have stuff like it polluting our cities. It just
Coal is polluting our cities, and
not as much.
Everybody has electric cars, that's gonna create a lot of coal.
Here's the thing. Coal is burned at power stations in the countryside. Of course, like, it worsens the Earth's air quality overall, but not directly inside cities, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but obviously coal is bad.
Yeah, obviously it is.
So how is an electric car better than a petrol car?
It generates less emissions, because petrol cars use petrol,
Okay.
which is also a fossil fuel.
So why don't we just try to make cars that don't use any fossil fuels? How come we should stick to electric cars and not just make a new one?
Because that's the kind of the best we got.
Okay. Is it really though? Couldn't we make some kind of solar powered car?
Well, the companies are trying to do that. It's just not really that practical on most electric cars. Some electric cars, yes, and plus it's probably easier just to put solar on your roof and charge it like that.
Exactly, so why don't we do that?
We are. A lot of EV buyers do have solar panels and charge their cars like that directly.
Okay. So do you think that everybody should do that?
Yeah, it's pretty economic as well and good for the environment.
Okay, cool. What do you think we should do with all the petrol cars?
I don't know, recycle them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon recycling them into making other cars could be
Yeah,
really nice.
and just other stuff. So the thing about electric cars is I don't think they are necessarily going to solve all of our problems.
Yeah, obviously.
Cars themselves have a lot of issues, whether you make them electric or not. So I think the real solution, what's going to have more impact on transportation and the world as a whole, is governments investing in public transport, cycling, walkability, just making our cities easier to get around without a car.
Yeah, I see that.
So
There we go.
I know you mentioned a point about if there's any other technologies that could maybe work even better than electric vehicles. And what a lot of people might come to the conclusion is like hydrogen is like the be or end all, like hydrogen cars. People have been like experimenting them, they're out, but I just don't think they will work.
Why?
Well, with hydrogen, you need electricity to get the hydrogen from the ground. You need electricity or fossil fuels, as a matter of fact, to transport it. You need electricity to pump it as well, and store it. So might as well just make the car electric. And
Yeah.
everyone just says like, oh, it's going to happen in 10 years. It's not going to happen. Like they said that 30 years ago, and so 10 years later, oh, it's going to happen in 10 years. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Also has quite a low fuel density. Doesn't have that many advantages. It's expensive, complex to build, and it can potentially cause a fire.
That's very true. I've seen a lot of videos online
Yeah.
where electric cars have just caught on fire.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Electric cars, though, don't catch on fire as much as fossil fuel cars, but hydrogen cars do.
Yeah.
So, what we need to do, I think, not just with electric cars, but I think electric cars are a broader part of the electrification of our world. Like, ever since 200 years ago, we've slowly been finding more uses for electricity, which is cool, and we just need to continue that.
Yeah.
I think electricity is still like a modern component and will be for a very, very long time. So we need to make use of it. We need to build electric railways. We need to build our homes based on electric power instead of gas stoves. We need electric stoves.
Well, a lot of people are doing that now.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing I want to talk about, driverless cars. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, well, I see what they're trying to do with it,
Yep.
but I would not get in one. I am
Interesting.
too scared. I do not trust an AI to drive me on a freeway.
Yeah. So, I think driverless cars can really have quite a lot of potential, but we just need to be careful we don't design our cities around it. We need to put people first, not cars, and if we go in the opposite direction just to make driverless cars work, I think that shouldn't happen. It's not worth it. I'm not scared of driverless cars. I think they can work completely fine, even better than humans. And plus, cars with driverless features, as I said, like Teslas, they're doing so much. You can easily just press the brake pedal if it does something you don't want to do, or just like turn the steering
but
wheel.
like, I'm not one of those people that are like, AI is going to take over the world.
Yeah.
But what if an AI car and another AI car are like driving together? I'm not saying anything will happen, but you know, if everybody's using AI cars, something could happen, you know, something horrible could happen, because AIs obviously are not smarter than humans.
Yeah.
Well, not yet anyway. So, you know, something bad could just happen.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always like a risk factor with stuff like that.
Because they don't have the same reaction time as a human. If someone...
Oh, actually,
Well,
no, they
'cause,
have quite, 10 times better reaction time than a human.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, but they probably can't see as far as we can. So if some lunatic on a motorbike goes flying at 1,000,000 miles an hour, the car, or the AI, might not be able to stop in time because it either has very slow reaction time or
Yeah.
just doesn't see the motorbike.
Yeah, in theory, AI can easily has far faster reaction time than a human. It can easily just slam on the brakes as soon as it sees it.
But
However,
that's the question, how is it going to see it? How
yeah,
far is
cameras
its range?
that's if the code itself picks up what it's seeing on cameras.
Yeah,
But
cameras...
they just need to perfect that.
Yeah, most car cameras are facing the ground, or pretty close to the ground. They can see the car in front of them, but they won't be able to see the car that's, 5 meters in front of them.
Yeah, so I just think EVs are cool. Driverless cars might cause extra traffic as well. We need to sort that out. But yeah, electric cars are a solution, but not the solution. So yeah, thanks guys.
Yep, that's a wrap.